Hey guys, Katie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, but you're probably here from my other video of fall book recommendations. And if you're not, go and watch it. I'll have it linked up here. That one was more of like a cozy fall book recommendation video, and this one is like spooky, scary skeletons. That one was for like dark academia and more like mystery. This one's gonna be for like thrillers and horror. So if you scare easily, these books are not for you. If you have a particular trigger, some of these books are not for you. Also, if you don't like things that are like creepy or disgusting, some of these books are not going to be for you. But I will try to kind of describe what is creepy about them the best that I can without spoiling anything, so that if any of those things are not things you can handle, don't pick that book up. I am narrowing down my vast list of thrillers and horrors and dark books down to 10 because like nobody has time for that. So we're just gonna pick the 10 winners. All right, we're gonna start out with a hard hitter, and it's gonna be Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I know a lot of people on BookTube, or more like the adult thriller part of BookTube, talk about this. Like Kat from Paperback Dreams is the one who got me to read it. Gabby from Gabby Reads also really loves this, and I loved her review about it. This is a phenomenal book, and you would not think, based on the way Karen Slaughter's books are marketed, how horrifying this book was. Horrifying. Like, let me tell you, this is probably one of the most, like, I should have left this till the end, but this is like probably the most like, what the fuck did I just read? What, excuse me? Like, I was not anticipating it, even hearing their reviews, how triggering this book is. It's like, okay, it's about a girl, and she has two sisters, and one of her sisters died 20 years ago. Or she went missing, basically, and nobody knows what happened to her. They're assuming she's dead or that she ran away. They're not really sure. So that happened 20 years ago. And then now, in the present day, girls are going missing and being found dead. And one of the sisters is convinced that this is connected, that her sister and these girls are connected. And it's following like basically her sister's disappearance destroyed their family and tore them apart. So the sisters no longer talk to each other, the ones that are still alive. And this is about them coming back together. And that part of the book is so absolutely phenomenal. Like the sister vibe and like, oh God, it's so strong and it's so deep and emotional and it's so good. But the book is fucked up. Like, I'm just going to throw a couple things that are triggering out there for you just to like give you a hint. Well, obviously murder. There's torture, there's like waterboarding, a guy like pees on a girl, there's rape, there is child abuse, there is child rape. I am not selling this book, am I? I'm not selling it. It's a great book. It's great. I was gonna say it's great despite those things, but it's great because of those things. Wow. We are freaks. We are freaks. I'm saying we because don't you dare act like you were not part of this with me. I know you love this book, and if you haven't read it, you will love it. It is so good, but like, it's so weird to talk about it because we all just sound like psychos. Okay, this next one also hit me with how horrifying some of it was, but it's Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I loved this. I was shook. Like, I listened to the audiobook, I mean, as you can tell, and was so surprised at how much I liked it and how it caught me off guard on like the scariness of it. So basically you're following a mom, you're following a couple different characters and through a couple different timelines, but this mom, her daughter went missing when she was 15 and nobody knows what happened to her, and it happened a while ago. So she is basically, everybody's telling her to just move on with her life, and she can't. Or she's trying to, but she just can't. And it really ruined her, which of course you can imagine. And you're also following at the same time as her trying to get over it, you're also following the girl that went missing and what happened to her. And it is so gross. It's so, I mean, I think it's gross. Like, it literally, there was a part of the book where I like wanted to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Like, it was so, but it's so good. Like, the relationships are fantastic. It made me cry. Oh my God, it made me cry. Like, ugly cry. Oh, it was so messed up. But like, it's, A girl goes missing. What happened to her? You're gonna find out. Read the book. Another book that shocked me by being horrifying is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Do you see this cover? Does this look scary? It doesn't. Do you see this cover? Does it look horrifying? No, you're right again. It doesn't. I was freaking shook. I found this at the Book Nook. It's like a discount used bookstore. And it said ARC edition, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And I just bought it because of that. I'm not even kidding you. I literally just bought it because of that. I started reading it, and the beginning, you see how giant this print is? Like, this reads middle grade. Like, in the beginning, or like the first like third, it reads middle grade. Then it gets into like young adult, and then it's like hard hitting thriller horror at the end. If you know, you know, but like the buzzing, I think about it all the time. It's so scary. So anyway, this book is about a girl named Claudia, and her best friend is Monday. Now she is very young. She's in school. She goes to school. Monday isn't there. She asks where she is. Nobody knows. The next day, Monday's not there. The next day, Monday's not there. Claudia keeps asking where she is, and nobody cares. Nobody cares to find out. And it's very heartbreaking. Like, that part of the story with like Monday is a very poor Black girl, and nobody cares that she has just disappeared. And a lot of the book you spend with Claudia trying to get people to listen to her, and them just being like, okay, move on with your life. You know, go on, move on. And then more and more starts to come out about like Monday's home life, and Claudia is like a dog with a bone. She's like, this is my best friend. I'm not going to let her just disappear. And oh my God, that broke my heart too. But as you get into it, you realize there's a lot more happening under the surface than it seems. It is not a young adult book. Like, I can't believe they marketed this as a young adult book. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is marketed as a young adult book. Like, the cover looks super young adult. This looks like freaking middle grade. It's not. And I'm telling you right now, you're gonna read it. You're gonna read it. You're gonna get like this far into it and be like, this is middle grade. And then, oh boy, howdy. Those last 70 pages are gonna fuck you up, my guy. And for the book with the prettiest cover, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This book, I'm a little biased on this because this has all the tropes that I love in like a horror. So clearly it's for me. Like, I really feel like this was like tailor-made for me. Even this cover, like, it's everything. So basically, you're following this group of women who are in a book club, and they just read like historical fiction of like war, and they just find it super boring, but they don't want to say it because they don't want to seem stupid or whatever. So they're just like, yeah, it was really great. And then this new girl, actually, I don't even think she's new, but this girl in the group is like, you know what we should read? Helter Skelter. And they're like, oh, gasp, no. And she's like, let's do it, broads, seriously, we need to get into the satanic panic. And then they read Helter Skelter, and they all freaking love it. They all become obsessed. And then they read like The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule, and every chapter begins with like, oh my God, okay, I'm sorry, this is one of my favorite books of all time. Hello, The Stranger Beside Me, July 1993, I'm obsessed. They all begin that way, with a title of a famous true crime book. So all the women in this book club become obsessed with true crime. Like, they're all obsessed, and they're all obsessed with like looking at everybody and being like, what could be happening in this small town? Like, we're gonna be the vigilantes. And then a new guy comes to town, and he's a little sketch. He's really sketch. And the main character is like, I don't know, I don't like him. And she's like, maybe he's an abuser. Maybe he's running away because he killed someone. Maybe he's a drug addict. Maybe he's a drug seller. No, I bet you can guess what he is. He's a vampire, and it's not like a cute vampire story. It's creepy. It's creepy. And there are a lot of things in this book that are disgusting. I'm going to say a specific trigger for rats. I'm sorry. I just got freaking goosebumps. Yeah, the rats, the scenes about the rats almost made me not want to read this book. It was worth it. It's worth it. The rat scenes are worth it because the book is so good, but like, just skip forward a couple pages because like, it's freaking disgusting. Okay? Yeah, anyway, there's a vampire in this town, and he's like killing people, and he's like dragging kids into the woods. And then these like freaking middle-aged moms in this book club basically have to like save their children and save this town because no man will listen to them. And it is so good. And we have The Shining by Stephen King. Nobody shocked. Nobody shook. Everybody knew that I was going to say this. And you all already know what it's about. But if you just happen to like have never read anything, watched anything, or even opened the internet, let me tell you. So it's about Jack Torrance and his family, okay? And he goes to basically work at the Overlook Hotel. And the Overlook Hotel, this is at the time in which like the off season, places just closed. So the Overlook, it's like in this place where it's like it's super snowy and all this stuff, and once you're there you can't leave, so everybody leaves, you know. And Jack Torrance goes there to like watch the hotel during the off season. This hotel is not what it seems. It's, dare I say, haunted. Oh, I do dare. It is hella haunted. It is like the most haunted. If you've seen the movie is absolutely phenomenal, but it is nowhere close to as good as the book. In my opinion, the book is just leagues and freaking bounds above the movie. I do not like the way that they changed the movie because like in the book, you're mainly following, I mean, you are following Jack Torrance, but you're mainly following his son. And his son has this ability, which is like, they call it the Shining. And he can sense things. Like, it's basically like being like, he can predict things. He can like predict the future. He has premonitions, basically. So the Shining that this kid has draws upon evil energy. And when they go to the Overlook, there's a lot of evil energy abounding there. So it all is like suction cupping onto him. But they can't get him so easily, so they go after his dad and basically turn his dad into like a psycho. Okay? So it's like the mom and the son are like trying to stay safe from this crazy hotel, all these demons, all this crazy shit, the weather, you know, but then also they're the dad/husband. It's a wild ride, and it is so good. Oh, and then we have an NPR Best Book of the Year, I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. I did a live reading of the last 100 pages of this on my Summerween Day 1 and 2 vlog. I'll have it linked up here. I highly suggest it. It's at the end of the video. It was a great time, and the live reactions were spot on to how you're going to feel reading this. It was basically like 6 minutes of me being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I would not call this book scary per se in the way, like it's not like horror. I mean, it is. What I would say is that this book is deeply mentally unsettling. Deeply mentally unsettling. This is like, you're going to be scared, but you're not going to know why. You do not understand what's happening. It gives you the biggest sense of like something's wrong. There's something off. There's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but you want to get out of the house. Like that's what this book is like. So basically you're following Jake and his girlfriend, and they are going on like a 2-hour car trip to go meet his parents, and she's never met them. And of course, as you can tell, she's thinking of ending things with Jake. And that, it's like you're in her head and getting like her reasoning behind things. But things are not adding up. It doesn't add up. Nothing is adding up. Nothing is right. Everything feels creepy and unsettling and weird, and you don't know what is going on. And you don't know like what's real, what's not real. Like, what is she like? Is she imagining things? Like, there's just like so much uncertainty, and it is so phenomenal. And this is something that people kind of have a little bit of polarizing opinions about, because the ending is a little confusing, and it's a little bit of an open ending. A little bit. It's an open ending. And the book is very weird and confusing, and some people don't like that, but I absolutely loved it. I thought that the clues were so well like sprinkled in so much throughout, and like I had a great time reading this book. Something it does say is at the end, it says to start from the end and read the book again from end to beginning. And like Ian Reid really did that. Like, I can't even, that blew my freaking mind. Like, who even thinks of shit like that? I don't know. But I will tell you one thing. Look me in the eye. Hey, it's you and me. Do not. No. Don't watch the movie. Do not. I'm not giving you advice. I'm not even suggesting it. I'm telling you not to watch this movie. Okay? The movie's bad. Okay? The movie's bad. The book is great, and the movie sucked. I will link it up here. I do have a video where I did like a live reaction of the movie while I was watching it with my friend Beth. If you want to watch it, watch that video instead of watching the movie, okay? And here we have another unsettling book. and that's going to be The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This is another book that has a very similar, like in my opinion, level of success in writing as Ian Reid's I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Paul Tremblay did that. Like, he fucked me up. Like, he really messes with your head. Okay, real quick. It's about a gay couple, okay? Eric and Andrew. And you know that when I could remember characters' names this far back from when I read it, it was great. So Eric and Andrew, it's about this gay couple and their adopted Chinese daughter. And they go to a cabin in the middle of nowhere to have a little, little break, a little vacation. Doesn't turn out that way. Okay, so basically, these strangers come out of the woods with like purge-like weapons, and they tell them, one of you has to kill one of the others, or the world is going to end. And you're thinking, they're crazy. They're crazy. But then they turn on the news, and it's like, there's like a plague happening, or like this giant tsunami comes and like freaking washes away an entire city or something, or like an island, I think. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, they can't be telling the truth. They can't be. No, they're not. But all of these things start happening that make the characters and you as a reader so confused on what you believe. I would also say that belief is a giant part of this book, because it's basically like a big allegory on faith and like whether or not you have faith, whether you believe in God, whether you don't, because one of the characters does believe in God and does believe that these things that are happening are signs and that the world is going to end if they don't do this. And the other character is an atheist and is like, no, this is all a coincidence. And I'm going to tell you that this is an open ending, and this is a book that gets a lot of hate for having an open ending. And I was so mad when I finished this book. I have, oh my God, I'm sorry. I literally, all these books I have reviews about because I'm obsessed, but I will have linked I did a review, spoiler and non-spoiler parts of the video about this book, so that if you want to know what happens, instead of reading it, you can, but I highly recommend reading it. It's a very short read. It's very fast because you're going to be so freaking gripped, but it's so good. Like, Gabby Reeds talks about this book all the time for good reason. Like, it is so good. For a true crime recommendation, I'm going to be recommending All Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. Now, I really, really, really loved this book. I already love the story behind this book. Like, Michelle McNamara is, or was, Patton Oswalt's wife, and she was obsessed with like true crime, and she did a bunch of like online sleuthing and basically like created herself to be like an online detective. And she was really obsessed with like the East Area Rapist, the Golden State Killer, like all of these people were the same person and nobody was putting it together for the longest time. And she was like, this guy has still not been found. Where is he? So she starts digging into it herself and gets very far into it. And then she actually like befriends like a detective, and she gets like a guy that's like really good into like computer stuff. I don't remember his name, I'm sorry, but they all kind of are like a crew. Unfortunately, Michelle McNamara did pass away before she got to completely finish the book, and she passed away like, oh my God, she passed away, and like a couple months later he was caught. And it's just, oh my God, it's just fucking gets me. Like, she put in so much time and so much work into this, and she didn't get to see it, and it freaking breaks my heart. But the book is so good, and she basically like goes through her whole experience of hunting this killer, of hunting this rapist, of hunting this burglar, this torturer, and the way, like, just her talking about what he did to people and how he started out like low rung of crime, and then it kept amping up, and just describing the things he did to these victims was so horrifying. Like, I genuinely was like getting goosebumps and like looking over my shoulder, because I was like, this is a real guy that is still alive. This is a real man who did not get caught. Like, he did get caught when he was like 75, but he did not get caught for like 40 years. Like, I think he started doing this when he was like 20 something. So like 50 years, this guy did not get caught. He was out here doing this shit for like 30 years, and then he stepped off the map for like 20 years or something. But like, it's so freaking wild, and the book is such a good time. And it also has a foreword by Gillian Flynn, so like you already know it's amazing. And Gillian Flynn, and the foreword is like, I love her. She's amazing. I've met her. She's so cool. I was like, Oh my God. It's a good time. If you like true crime, I would absolutely recommend this. Okay, guys, here we are again. I know what you're thinking. Katie, don't do it. Don't talk about it. There's no way you're gonna bring it up in another video. Oh, sis, you're underestimating me. I can tie this into everything. The Diviners by Liv Bray. Only like my favorite book of all time. It is so freaking good. And here's the thing. So I mentioned this in my like spooky video because in my opinion, this is not like scary, but it kind of it is. It's just there's so many other things that are going on in this book that are so lighthearted or cute or funny that the creepy stuff doesn't stick in your head as much, but it is creepy. Like basically diviners are the name for somebody who has like a supernatural power. Like our main character, Evie O'Neill, if she holds something of yours, she can read like your secrets and your past, your memories, and the whole bit. There's another character who can like walk in somebody's dreams. There's a character who can like basically turn invisible when they say don't see me. There is a character that can like heal people, just a bunch of different things. All of these characters get thrown together because there is a serial killer in New York City. Now here's where the creepy stuff comes in. The serial killer is doing like ritualistic murders and taking people's body parts. Not gonna say why, you know, they get to that, but that is creepy. And it definitely, it's not that you really like see him doing it, but they describe what they look like, kind of. It's not that bad, okay? Like it's not that bad. Like it's if you're, Okay, listen, the reason that this has to go in this category, though, is because of the rest of the series. This book is creepy, it's scary, but the next two books, I'm halfway done with Before the Devil Breaks You, which is a third book, and then I just finished Layer of Dreams. I have a reading vlog for all three of them, which I will have linked. But Layer of Dreams got way creepier. And then Before the Devil Breaks You, I was like, is this a young adult fantasy? Because this is horrifying. Like, it's a lot of like body horror kind of stuff. Like, oh, people like missing jaws or their like skin bubbling or like falling off or something. Like a lot of stuff like that. Like you're not going to anticipate it because you're going to love these characters so much that you're not even going to like notice how creepy it is until it's too late. But I will say, just for a little wrap up of the summary, is that the serial killer is on the loose and these diviners all get kind of thrown into like being a group for different reasons. Like one of the characters, somebody they love, is killed by the serial killer. And like another character, somebody like one of their friends gets killed. Another character, somebody that they work with, is like killed. It's just stuff like that. So they all get drawn into this and they have to kind of band together begrudgingly to take this guy down and like save New York City from a murderer. Okay, that's going to wrap up this recommendation video. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I will have my Instagram and my Goodreads link down below. I want to thank everybody so much who has been going and following me or friending me on there. Also, everybody that's been subscribing to this channel, like I cannot thank you enough. And everybody that's been commenting, giving me like advice or saying that like certain books they want me to read, like I so appreciate that. Like, guys, this is you, okay? This is me. That being said, you could like this video if you liked it. If you loved it, you could subscribe. That would be amazing. I would really love it if you guys would comment down below with books in these kind of genres that you think I should read, especially like horror or thrillers. That's my favorite. And dark academia. Look at me. I don't know what I'm talking about because I feel like there's like literally like 5 books in total of dark academia and I've read like all of them. So comment down below with what I should read because like I need another good dark academia in my life. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.